80% of people who lose weight gain every pound back within a year or two. That number sounds bleak, but it truly has nothing to do with your real willpower. Almost none of these people failed simply from laziness or a real lack of discipline. They failed because they were taught only one way of eating for their entire life. Your body actually needs three completely different eating approaches, used at three completely different times. Today, you will learn all three stages of fat loss in the exact right order. You will learn exactly which foods belong inside each stage and exactly why they matter. You will learn how to tell which stage your body is sitting in right now, today. You will learn exactly when to move forward so you never stall out and never bounce back again. Near the very end, you will learn how to eat pizza and dessert again, guilt-free. But none of that works until we remove the foods trapping your body in storage mode first. Maybe you are brand new, coming off years of drive-thrus, soda, and eating whatever felt easy. Or maybe you already switched to low-fat snacks, diet drinks, and heart-healthy cereals years ago. Either way, the scale barely moved, and you are stuck for the exact same reason. The food on your plate is sending your body the wrong signal over and over. You could be eating fewer calories than you burn and still gain nothing but frustration. That is because your body does not actually count calories the way a spreadsheet does. Every single bite sends your body a signal, telling it to either burn fat or store it. If the wrong foods land on your plate, your body stores fat no matter your calorie count. The fat will not move until you learn these signals and shut the wrong ones off. Two signals matter more than anything else, and the first is a hormone called insulin. Insulin is your storage hormone, and once a food spikes it, your body locks into storage mode. It stays locked there until insulin drops back down again, no matter what else you do. The second signal travels straight to your liver, the organ responsible for actually burning stored fat. Every chemical in your food forces your liver to stop and clean it up first. Cleanup always happens before fat burning because that is simply how your liver was built. So when your food is loaded with chemicals, your liver stays stuck cleaning instead of burning. Nearly every food that spikes insulin or floods your liver falls into four simple categories. Refined carbs and sugars come first because nothing spikes insulin faster or harder than these. These foods have had their natural fiber stripped completely away during heavy factory processing steps. Fiber acts like a brake, slowing sugar down before it floods your bloodstream all at once. Without that brake, sugar rushes straight into your bloodstream. And insulin spikes immediately right after. Think white bread, bagels, muffins, pastries, white rice, crackers, chips, cereal bars, and sweet candy. Those are the obvious ones, but the sneakiest sugar hides inside what you are drinking daily. Soda, sweet tea, energy drinks, fruit juice, and flavored coffee drinks offer pure sugar, no breaks. Swap those drinks for water, sparkling water, unsweetened tea, or plain coffee without added syrup. For carbs, choose versions that still have their fiber intact, still have their natural breaks. Sprouted whole grain bread instead of white, brown rice instead of white, and steel cut oats. The second category is rancid seed oils, and these attack both signals at the same time. These oils get chemically extracted using high heat, so they arrive on your plate already damaged. Once eaten, they actually build into your cell walls and can stay there for years. Meanwhile, your liver treats them as an ongoing mess it constantly has to clean up. You will find them hiding in almost every packaged food sitting on grocery store shelves. Canola, soybean, cottonseed, safflower, corn, and anything simply labeled vegetable oil belong on your watch list. They hide inside chips, crackers, granola bars, salad dressings, mayonnaise, sauces, frozen meals, and fried restaurant food. Instead, cook at home using olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, butter, or ghee only. These fats come from real, undamaged sources your body can actually use to build cells. Category 3 is artificial ingredients, meaning fake sweeteners, dyes, preservatives, and flavorings your body cannot process. Every one of these hidden chemicals lands directly onto your already growing liver's cleanup list. They hide inside diet soda, flavored water, sugar-free desserts, and protein powders with endless ingredient lists. Anything sweetened with sucralose, aspartame, or saccharin belongs in this troublesome category, no exceptions allowed. Choose stevia or monk fruit instead, since both offer sweetness without handing your liver another mess. The fourth and final category is processed protein, because you truly are what your food ate. Hormones and antibiotics fed to factory-farmed animals pass straight up the food chain to you. Your liver then has to clean up every single trace of what that animal absorbed. That includes deli meat, hot dogs, cheap bacon, packaged sausage, breaded nuggets, and conventional factory-farmed meat. Instead, upgrade to grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chicken and eggs, organic turkey, and wild-caught fish. These animals were raised without hormones or antibiotics building up inside their meat and fat. Spotting these categories at the store comes down to exactly one simple habit worth building. Ignore the front of the package completely, because the front exists purely for marketing purposes. Words like natural, heart-healthy, and zero sugar exist only to land inside your cart. Flip the package over and read the actual ingredient list, because ingredients cannot lie to you. The longer that ingredient list gets, the worse that particular food usually is for you. Once these four categories are gone from your kitchen, your body finally starts trusting you again. Picture yourself a few weeks into this first stage with every label in your kitchen clean. The fat is finally starting to move, slowly but noticeably for the first time in years. Then somewhere along the way, the scale slows down, or maybe stops completely without warning. This does not mean you did something wrong, even though it certainly feels that way. It means years of the wrong signals took a real toll on your entire body. After years of insulin spikes meal after meal, your cells simply stop responding to insulin properly. Your body compensates by pumping out even more insulin just to get the same result. This is called insulin resistance, and it keeps your storage signal running louder than it should. Your liver took the same beating and now runs sluggish, sometimes even packed with fat. This condition is now the fastest growing liver problem in the world, and it stays silent. In a damaged body like this, even natural sugar hits far harder than it should. A banana, some brown rice, or a spoonful of honey can spike an oversensitive insulin response. These foods stay perfectly fine for a healthy body, but not yet for a healing one. So this stage asks something genuinely different of you than simply avoiding processed junk food. You are going to pause several genuinely healthy foods temporarily, purely so your body can finally heal. Doing this lets insulin stay low long enough for your cells to start listening again. Run this stage for a set window, at minimum 28 days, with 90 days working best. Every single food you pause here does eventually return later as part of your lifestyle. You have to push a little here, because comfort rarely ever creates any real change. Here is exactly what goes on pause during this healing stage of your fat loss journey. Grains come first, including healthy ones like brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal, and sprouted bread you upgraded to earlier. Their fiber usually slows sugar down, but resistant cells still spike even from that slower release. High sugar fruit comes next, meaning bananas, mangoes, grapes, oranges, pineapple, watermelon, and anything dried. That sugar is mostly fructose, and only your liver can actually process fructose properly and safely. Natural sweeteners pause too, including honey, maple syrup, and coconut sugar. Despite technically being real food, your body genuinely cannot tell the difference between sugar from a bee and sugar from a factory. Starchy vegetables pause as well, meaning potatoes, sweet potatoes, and yams, since these convert almost instantly to sugar. Alcohol pauses completely, because your liver treats it as a poison requiring immediate, full attention. Dairy gets its own separate set of rules during this particular healing stage of eating. Keep dairy only if it meets two conditions, starting with genuine quality above everything else. Choose organic, grass-fed, full-fat dairy, since conventional dairy passes everything straight from cow to liver. The second condition is moderation, meaning dairy stays a small side character, not a main course. Clean cheese, sour cream, heavy cream, and fermented kefir are all perfectly fine in moderation. Yogurt is the one exception worth watching closely, since it often carries more natural sugar than expected. Skip regular milk entirely for now, or swap toward unsweetened coconut, almond, or cashew milk instead. With those rules set, here is what your actual daily plate should genuinely look like now. Every single meal builds around three things only: healthy fat, clean protein, and fibrous vegetables. Start with fat from olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, butter, or ghee used consistently in cooking. Add whole food fats too, like avocados, almonds, walnuts, pecans, chia seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds. Every cell in your body is wrapped in fat. So healthy fat helps your cells repair themselves. Unlike carbs, fat barely moves insulin at all, keeping that storage signal quiet for hours. Next comes protein, and it genuinely has to be quality, not just quantity piled onto your plate. Grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chicken, organic eggs, wild-caught fish, or plant options like lentils and chickpeas. Protein protects your muscle while fat comes off, and muscle keeps your metabolism running hot daily. Aim for at least half a gram of protein per pound of your target body weight daily. While actively losing fat, you can push that number up toward a full gram per pound. Fill the rest of your plate with fiber-rich vegetables like broccoli, spinach, kale, and peppers. That fiber slows any remaining carbs entering your bloodstream and feeds your liver exactly what it needs. For fruit, stick to low-sugar options only, like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, and green apples. If your sweet tooth shows up anyway, lean on stevia, monk fruit, or allulose for real sweetness. Stick to 3 solid meals daily during this stage, ideally skipping snacks entirely between each one. Every snack, even a clean one, nudges insulin back up and interrupts your fat-burning window. Once 3 meals feels genuinely easy, consider shrinking your eating window even further for stronger results. The simplest version is skipping breakfast, easing in with just coffee or a light smoothie first. Then work toward eating inside a 6 to 8 hour window, somewhere around noon until 6. For an even stronger version, flip it and skip dinner instead, eating earlier in your day. Your body handles sugar noticeably better in the morning compared to how it handles sugar at night. If skipping dinner feels unrealistic, skipping breakfast still works extremely well and fits most people's daily schedule better. Somewhere around month 2 or 3, expect the scale to slow down or stall completely again. This happens because your metabolism adapts to eating less, learning to simply run on less fuel. Do not quit here, because there is a simple trick that turns this exact stall into an advantage. Spend 2 weeks eating from the expanded lifestyle plan, then return to your stricter routine. That short pause keeps your metabolism from fully adapting, and research shows it noticeably boosts total fat loss. Now picture the day you finally hit your goal weight and your blood work finally looks great. This is exactly where most people quietly make the single biggest mistake of their entire journey. They assume they are finished, so old habits slowly drift back in one at a time. Within a year, the weight has crept right back on, erasing months of real, hard-earned progress. It is often easier to lose the weight the first time than it is to keep it off. Your fat cells actually remember being larger, and they quietly pull toward returning to that old size. Give them the old food again, and they will gladly take that open invitation back. Staying on the strict healing plan forever is not the right answer either, though, for your body. Your body has healed by now, and your cells are finally listening to insulin properly again. Permanently restricting food after healing does not burn more fat. It just makes life miserable eventually. So this final stage has one clear job: giving your food back without triggering old fat storage patterns. The entire stage runs on one simple rule: roughly 80% structured, 20% flexible and open. About 80% of your meals stay built the same way: fat, protein, and vegetables. The other 20% finally opens back up to everything you paused during your healing stage earlier. Grains return first: brown rice, quinoa, steel-cut oats, and sprouted bread, since your cells respond normally now. All fruit returns too, including bananas, mangoes, oranges, and grapes. Since your liver can finally keep pace, eat those earlier in the day when possible, giving your body time to actually use that sugar. Natural sweeteners return in moderation, along with starchy vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, and yams. Dairy expands too, with Greek yogurt and regular yogurt returning as long as quality standards still apply. Drinks open up somewhat, including fresh juice, naturally sweetened soda, and the occasional glass of dry wine. You can even enjoy dessert again, ideally made with better flour and a natural, gentler sweetener choice. Craving pizza, takeout, or a baked treat, simply make a cleaner version of it at home. The ingredients were always the real problem, never the food itself. Now you know how to fix it. For meals you cannot fully control, like restaurants or holidays, two simple tricks protect your progress. First, eat your carbs last, saving bread, rice, and dessert for the very end of the meal. Eating in that order can cut your resulting blood sugar spike by as much as 40%. Second, try a small amount of diluted apple cider vinegar before a high-carb meal begins. This blunts the coming blood sugar spike before it even really has the chance to start. Now think about vacation meals, birthdays, holidays, or a real slice of cake at your favorite place. You get to enjoy these fully as a human being without a single ounce of guilt attached. Just follow two simple rules whenever one of these moments genuinely shows up in your life. First, you cannot be on vacation daily, or it quietly becomes your actual everyday lifestyle again. Once a quarter is a genuine vacation, 3 times a week is simply your old pattern returning. Second, always respond the very next day, never letting one indulgent meal turn into 2 in a row. One clean day or a short 1 to 3 day reset turns it into a memory. Respond quickly and consistently, and you will genuinely never see that indulgence reflected on the scale later. If you ever notice your 20% quietly becoming 40%, you already know the fix. Simply drop back into your stricter stage again for a short reset, exactly like before. These stages never stop working for you, they simply become tools you reach for as needed. That is the real difference between people who lose weight and people who actually keep it off permanently. The ones who keep it off never treat this as finished, because there is no finish line here. You get to be human, make mistakes, enjoy your favorite meals, and still respond and stay on track. What you eat is only half of this entire story, though, and the other half matters too. Every single day, you make a dozen small decisions that flip your body towards storing or burning fat. Most of those small decisions actually have absolutely nothing to do with food at all. What time you wake up, how you spend your first hour, and how you close out your evening. Get those pieces right, and you can genuinely double your fat loss without changing a single bite. You now understand exactly what to eat at every single stage of this entire process. Stack the right daily habits on top of that eating plan, and nothing will stop you.